on today's World Insight. Fresh ideas in city governance as global mayors dialogue. Hear solutions to difficulties in modernizing urban governance from a diverse group of city administrators from Greece, Spain, Turkiye, Argentina, and Costa Rica.
Hello and welcome to our CGTN special Global Mayors Dialogue Ideas in City Governance. I'm Tian Wei. Over half of the world's population live in urban areas. Beijing, home to over 20 million residents, is facing some urban governance challenges. As one of the solutions, in 2019, it launched an innovative reform, the Swift Response to Public Complaints program, responds quickly to residents' complaints and queries to efficiently resolve daily problems. Its 64 hotlines were merged into a single 24/7 public service line, the 12345 hotline, and so far over 150 million calls have been processed. This week, the Beijing Forum on Swift Response to Public Complaints was held in the mega city, where experts from more than 40 countries shared their insights in urban governance. Here are some highlights from the forum's keynote speeches.
A look back at the history of urban development shows different countries have various natural landscapes, cultural norms, and stages of economic development. They also face different troubles with urbanization, but city modernization and the people's pursuit of a better life are universal. We can learn and be inspired from each other.
So, what are the difficulties of modernizing global governance nowadays, and how should they be addressed? How to understand the people-centered urban governance philosophy? We are honored to have mayors and city managers from different countries in our dialogue. Take a look. In this first part of our special Global Mayors Dialogue, Ideas in City Governance, we have guests coming from Eurasia. In many Eurasian cities, advanced technology is being used in urban management to make cities more convenient, efficient, and comfortable, as well as sustainable. While meeting people's material needs, it's also important to consider their spiritual pursuits. Let's get insights from people in the know. Let me introduce our panelists for the very first part of our discussion. Andreas Gamati-Godias, Deputy Mayor of Athens. Good to see you, sir. And also Maria Immaculada Sanchez Severa, coming from the city of Madrid, the Mayor's Office General Coordinator, and Fatma Sahin, Mayor of Gaziantep in Turkey. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
Good to see all of you. Welcome to Beijing.
Thank you.
I know that you're coming a long way. You know, what is the most urgent task for all of you to have an exchanges among yourself and also with your Chinese counterpart?
We are very interested in participating here in Beijing Forum because we have some challenges ahead of us. For example, global warming that each nation, each city cannot deal by itself. So we are here to discuss new ideas, to promote best practices and to find ways to address problems that are a big burden for all the countries. I'm sure that the Chinese friend of us have a lot of ideas, you know, to share and to promote problems and to solve problems that to make our cities more sustainable and more resilient.
Andreas is having global warming on his mind. What about for you?
We have the thoughts that this century is going to be the century of the cities. The relationships will be between cities and not just the countries. And all the cities have the same problems, so we think we should share the solutions to these problems. We have some problems in housing, in the environment, the quality of air, the needs of the citizens, the digitalization of the municipality. So I think it's very interesting for us to participate in this forum so we can share our solutions to our common problems.
And Turkey certainly has its unique set of advantages and challenges.
There are a lot of things that we are going to learn from each other. So we are here to observe what is new in Beijing, and also we are here to share what we are doing as a city which has the green and the oils, remember?
So I see technologies might be a central theme among the three of you. One is looking for technology in terms of green transformation. Both of you are talking about that. And also how to improve governance where you are. Of course, China is going through this green transformation. City of Beijing, together with other cities in China, applying new technologies and also improve new quality productive forces. And at the same time, try to come up with the best plan for cooperation and even competition. So how do you see the possibilities to seek the common ground in a world in which everyone is trying to figure out the new directions?
We think that cities compete, but in a good way. I think when, as I said at the beginning, when we share solutions to our problems, we all improve. So we can give the citizens and the tourists and the people who visit our cities better services and a better way of life. So we think that technology can help us to make these things happen in a much easier way for the citizens, for the tourists, and everyone who comes to our cities.
We want to convert our cities into the high technology cities by using the artificial intelligence, and we also need to handle this to our next generation.
Well, there's a lot of new technologies that we can tap into, whether it is the green technologies or artificial intelligence, which is likely to transform all fields. But, you know, in terms of technology, there's always the most advanced stage that we can always catch up to. But pragmatically speaking, what is the most suitable for our cities, given the limited budget and our own science and technology capacities? Mr. Mayor, what is your thinking?
Budget is always an issue.
Yes.
But we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Let me use this quote. So we have to take best practices from around the world and adjust it to the needs of Greece, of Athens, of Madrid, or
Turkey,
any other city in the world. For example, a few days ago, we launched a new project about artificial intelligence, where people ask some questions and they get an immediate answer without having to, to browse to different websites. This will be very useful for the people of Athens, for the visitors, the tourists, and it will help us promote the use of a new technology for everybody in the city. So I think this is in the right direction. And together with many other interventions in Athens that we are planning to do, for example, the application, the bike and park application, where everybody can take a bike and with a very low price can wander around the city and enjoy the monuments and, improve the mobility, the sustainable mobility, reduce pollution, reduce the use of cars.
Great idea. What you're saying is to improve the literacy of the public about the latest technologies and set a great example by just some specific projects to encourage the whole city to follow suit, not just on these points, but also on the other innovations citywide. Is that what you're trying to say?
We are trying to be in a constant dialogue with the people, with public organizations, in order to have consensus, because our main belief is that the main asset, the greater asset for us, is the people. So what we're trying to do is to be in accordance with their needs, to discuss with them and find the best suitable solutions in everyday problems.
I want to tap into your expertise about, you talk about housing.
Yeah,
That needs a lot of investment.
it does.
But how to smartly incorporate the strength of the private sector and also incorporate the investment, not only from within the city, but also from other places, even cross borders. That is a big topic, I guess, for your city as well.
Yeah.
So how to, as Mr. Mayor coming from Athens suggested, be able to smartly work on a few, to set a great example for all the others and let the public to gear up their innovative spirits.
So in Madrid, we have the problem that we all want to live in the center of the city. We don't have room enough for all the people.
No.
We have just reached 3.5 million people living in Madrid, in the city center, and 7 million in the region, in the metropolitan area. So what we are doing in the municipality is to build new houses for the people with a very good transport connection to the city center. So these are public houses where you can achieve to rent, because they are houses for rent. So you have very good services in your own area, and you have a very good transport to the city center. So maybe this is a way we could solve the problem. But we also think that it's very important that the society in general, the private sector, gets also warned about this problem, so we can help. They can help us in finding this solution.
Very smart in doing that. The government cannot do all. What the government can do is to set a good example to inspire and to encourage.
Completely.
And what about for you, Madam Mayor?
We actually profit of the technology in order to let our city citizens to have a better life conditions. We had created some projects, for example, the kids' friends and the young friends and families' friends, and we inform our citizens by using those applications. And also the social municipality is also so important. Before we manage a project, we also get the opinion of our citizens, so we can cooperate with them. We can also manage the project according to their demands.
I want to have your visions. We're in a world transforming so fast. Every day we see changes. The headlines are all mind-boggling, I have to say, sitting in my chair. So how do you work with your public and also work with your national government to make sure you both have the support and also bring them online to rally for consensus?
The smart transportation is one of the most important things that we want to apply. In order to have enough data on smart transportation, we have created some softwares. First, we use the gas bus, the public bus, and then we converted our bus to electric bus. And recently, we're working on the hydrogen bus. The smart transportation problem is one of the biggest problems of all the mayors around the world, as she considered this problem.
The world is changing so fast. So how are you communicating your public and also to the national level leaders to bring them to consensus and move forward?
In Madrid, we believe that the only way of building a city is to collaborate between the public services and the society. So we have created a platform for collaboration, public-private collaboration, where we share the projects. They are voted by the forum, and they are both parts, public and private, put money to take the projects, to make the projects a reality. So we believe that we have to be in constant communication with the civil society so we can build the city that we want. And we are also trying to work with the regional government and with the state government so we can achieve common goals in the behalf of the citizens for the wellness and a good way of living.
Thank you.
Cities are dynamic systems.
Yeah.
No matter how many problems, local or not local problems you solve, they keep arising more. That's why we need to be in a constant dialogue with people. We have to gain this consensus that you already mentioned. We also have a similar platform in Athens in order to discuss these problems and find mutual solutions.
It's such a pleasure to see all of you, and we really cherish this opportunity.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for sharing your time and your insight. Welcome back. This is the CGTN special program, Global Mayors Dialogue, Ideas in City Governance. I'm Tian Wei. And now we come to the second part of our program. In recent years, Latin America's economies have been growing at a rapid pace, exploring and improving development models and showing great potential for growth. How can emerging markets and developing countries balance rapid development and urban management? Mayors from Latin America answer the questions. Let me introduce our guest, Agustin Gonzalez, Mayor of Cruz Alta from Argentina, and also joining us, Alfonso Jimenez, Mayor of Mora City from Costa Rica. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us. Hola to all of you. So, what is it like to come here to China finally and have some real face-to-face exchanges with your colleagues from China about city governance? Alfonso?
No, thank you for having us. I think it's a really nice experience, shared with another mayors of another cities, and also with experience of the China peoples. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for the invitation, and I hope we can learn a lot and share the experience of the Latin America to China too.
Lovely. What about for you, Agustin?
Agustín te pregunta cómo viene siendo tu experiencia en China hasta ahora. Beautiful, a very beautiful city, a very beautiful and amazing experience. It's been just a very short time since we arrived, but everything we have seen so far has been incredible.
I know, looking at the clock, it's actually, you're very late at night looking at the time difference. But when it comes to development, we are actually on the same footstep. How emerging economies, developing countries, cities from the global south improve the city governance in order to support development of the cities, to improve people's lives. We are on the same clock. So tell me more about what do you want to learn from China, and then how do you think some of the experiences from your side can also be shared with your Chinese colleagues? Alfonso.
First of all, we start for the social programs. I think one of the most important of the step is invest in the people, invest in the social programs, and also in security. You know, it's a part of our job, like mayors, is give of the sustainable development. It's another area that is very important for us. I think the example of the China, we are trying to get to our countries, to Latin America, and bring like health, security, and different things for this learning.
Can I follow up? Because your country apparently has a very unique geographical location. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, you also are rich in your own resources, in sharing with the rest of the world. Natural environment, in fact, you're also unique in your natural environment. How do you see you can get all across these messages to your Chinese colleagues? Would they be able to understand? Because it's certainly very different, two continents.
Yeah, it's a very small country, but we are working since many years ago to be a sustainable country and put the environment first before some economical topics. So I think Costa Rica, we are doing great things, but we have to learn more about how to do with the people. I think the technology for us is very important because we can implement in different areas. And in Latin America, the technologies is not that advanced that, for example, in Asia that you have. There is like a lot of things that we have to learn and also we have to share. But yeah, Costa Rica has like a strategic position. We have the Atlantic Ocean and also the Pacific Ocean, and also for the trade that is very important. You know, for the commercial trade, and I think this is like a plus that we have from the other areas that we can share.
I'm sure we can go more into details about all of these areas. Going to you, Agustin. Of course, agricultural cooperation between Argentina, especially your area, and the Chinese has been enjoying some time. Tell us more about how this kind of cooperation works, and what do you think can be further shared with your Chinese counterpart?
I believe that Argentinian government and Chinese government should have a better relation, because the relations between our two countries right now is not at the best moments, and we envy the social progress China has made in the later decades, in the later years. So we believe that the relations should be better and should improve despite the government's differences.
You know, one of the things that the people in our cities want is how to improve their lives. They do not just want to hear what the politicians have to say. They want to make sure their salary is going to be improved, their kids can have schools to go to, good schools, and they want to make sure they can have their affordable housing, and they want to make sure the prices are not going to skyrocket, so-called inflation. They want stable life. They want everybody share almost the same dream. So how can city governance be able to deliver in an efficient way to the real common folks who just want to have a good life? I think that is and should be the most essential work for anyone in your position. So tell me more about your thinking these days, how to achieve that. Alfonso first.
Yeah, for example, in Costa Rica, it's not easy because the local governments doesn't have the power like the central government to make the difference in the education or in the health system. But we are working a lot with the communities, and I think the key is working with the people in the communities to try to resolve all the problems together.
Give us an example.
For example, there is like a small associations of the different neighbors in each community, and they are working with the local government, for example, to build new roads, to get some courses after school. So we are working with also with the private companies and with the communities to try to resolve all the problems, because sometimes the local governments, we don't have we say that the arm, the muscle to afford that, and even the central government. So I think with the people we can do it.
Would depend on the people.
Yeah, of course.
But people would say, we all depend on your resources.
Yes, of course. Yeah. You know, we have to work a lot in bring resources, also open our ports. I think you said something important. In difference or independent of our leaders, we have to open our ports. We have to work with everybody. We have to bring, resources to our counties.
Yes.
And work with everybody.
That's the thing of quite a responsibility for the local leaders. What about for you, Agustin? Of course, economy has been quite a challenge for your country, Argentina, for some time. I know people are working very hard. How to break the cycles, the economic cycles, and how to make sure the common folks can enjoy a better life from the local government's perspective.
Production, work, the state, the government, the local government present in the lives of the people, working to improve them, to make them better, despite all the challenges that the Argentinian economy is facing today regarding the lack of competitivity, of a very strong productive structure. So the local governments have to fill in those blanks.
We see debates sometimes in different countries. The central government will say, well, local governments, you need to do more. The local government say, central government, you really need to work on some of the basic foundations for us to deliver. How do you see this complex and everlasting discussion? Alfonso.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. It's a challenge that have a good communicate, because in our countries depends of the political parties that is in the reign. So sometimes the local governments and the central governments, it's like a separate from some political reason. But like I said, we have to improve all the things to get the goal as soon as possible, because we have structural problems that we have to resolve today, and the people doesn't care at the end the political issues.
Yeah.
So I think
they want the result.
Yeah.
Improve our infrastructure. We have to improve the train to have a better logistics to our agriculture production. Argentina was in a time the country that provided a lot of agricultural products to the world, and we can do that again, but of course with improving the life of the common people.
Agustin, Alfonso, thank you so much for joining us. With that, we wrap up our special program, Global Mayors Dialogue, Ideas in City Governance. I'm Tian Wei. On behalf of the team, thanks for being with us. Bye for now.